We are getting ready for the Trinbago Schools Relay, the ultimate track showdown. So you can meet us at the stadium this coming Thursday, the 3rd of July. Ladies and gentlemen, to talk more about it, let me welcome the president of the Secondary Schools Track and Field Association, Mr. Joseph Brewster, joining us on set. Good morning to you,
Good
sir.
morning, sir. How are you doing?
So far, so good. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
We ready for Thursday?
We are.
How things looking? How's the preparation been going so far?
Well, we just came out of the National Secondary School Champs, which
Right.
was 2 weeks ago. So everything just condensed into a small space, but we're coming along so far.
How was the performance of the athletes in that one, and what kind of performance we looking forward to in this one coming up on Thursday?
Well, from what we saw and from what people commented, the performance was really, really good, for this time of year, and coming up for Thursday, we have about 31 school teams, schools from Trinidad and Tobago taking part. We have 2 schools from outside, one from St. Vincent, which is bringing a boys team, and one from Antigua Barbuda, which is bringing a boys and girls team.
Okay, so it's a mixed team from the same school? Or is
one school with 2 teams, a boys team and a girls team.
Right, okay, nice. So we are competing. Tell me the importance of this showdown.
Right. So this showdown forms part of our entire program of athletics. We don't usually be this time of the year, but because of the closure of the stadium early in the year, forced us to be here.
Right.
Right. Now, what it does, it gives our athletes a platform to exhibit their talent, to show their full potential. Yeah. It's very different from what we call like a club setup. Basically, we have students here who don't run in any clubs.
Right.
They go to school, they're part of the team, your partner call you, come like, go and do a thing, and they come out and you sometimes find a diamond in the rough.
Right.
And that's what we're about.
What happens if you do find that diamond in the rough? Is it that we now take them and invite them to clubs? Or how does it work?
In most cases we do. We find some schools are forming clubs in the schools.
Right.
And in some cases they go off the clubs. They're invited, some of the club coaches see them and call them, that kind of thing.
So club coaches will be there as well on Thursday, observing, kind of taking part. All right. You mentioned that, you were forced to move it to this time of the year. Tell me the challenges with having this sort of event at this time of the year, but besides the rain, is the only one I could think of.
No, there are a lot more challenges. Graduation. Right. Many schools, we probably about 5 or 6 schools pulled out because of graduation.
Okay.
Right. Or could be more than that. We had exams.
Right.
So we had CSEC exams, CAPE exams, and then we have end-of-term exams. So we try to put it in a space where...
Right after.
Right, but we still have, this is exam week.
Yeah.
So some schools went about tweaking the exam schedules for the athletes. Some schools said, no, they have to remain like that.
Yeah.
You can't go anywhere, forget that.
Persons who want to come out to the stadium on Thursday, is it open to the public to come, or is it only for students and for schools?
No,
and that kind of thing?
Everybody could come. It's open. It's an open event, but it's a paid event.
Right.
Right. So for the public and students who are not in uniform, it's $40.
Okay.
And for students in uniform, it's $20.
20? All right, fantastic. So we want to support the rising stars. Tell me in terms of the trajectory, right? We always talk about students in sports, and we want more students in sports, and we think it's a positive platform. But tell me, from where you sit, what have you seen this sport in particular, track and field, been able to do for young people?
Well, track and field is one of these sports where young persons could get scholarships to go abroad, right? I mean, just last week I was at a seminar talking about growing homegrown talent. Yes, we want to do that as well, but we have to face the reality that we don't have so many facilities here. When I say facilities, I don't talk about...
all them fancy facilities we building all over the place?
When I say facility, I'm not talking about those concrete stuff,
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about, the system and structures that athletes have to trust to say, okay, I can stay home and train and become a world beater. Right?
What is missing? What is missing?
Right. So a mindset first.
We do have people with the winning mindset?
It's not necessarily winning mindset,
What it is?
That mindset of, let's see, we say we have coaches. And we need to understand that we don't work in silos.
Right.
What we are trying to produce is a national product. Many of our persons out here who work, I have this athlete and that athlete, and they're not seeing, they see it for them for their clubs and for their schools and so on, but they're not seeing, okay, this is a national product. Let's see how we can take care of this national product.
How do we take that step from a diamond, as you mentioned, in a school setting, somebody who just run about the school yard and you put them on the track field and hey, wait now, but you're saying things. How do I take that person and make them international athlete? That's what I mean. Was it steps in between there that we're missing?
Right. So we have, first of all, we have to have a support system. Right. So yes, we have the coaches, but we must also have access to physiotherapy, massage therapy, those things. We must have access to proper dietitians and diets and so on.
We do have them things?
No, we have those. But having them in silos is one thing. Having them as a system is a different story. So let me give you an example. Last year I went to Jamaica. Last year, before I went to Jamaica with the former Minister of Sport, Trinbago, on a study tour.
That's when you went to check out the track and field meet up there?
Well, that too.
Right.
That's a small part of it.
Okay.
But we did a lot of behind the scenes work. And when you go to schools like Kingston College, Jamaica College, and other schools, they have a staff, right? They have a staff. They start their track program in September, right, with their preseason work. They have a staff that well trained at GC Foster College. So when you go and you pull a muscle, it's not somebody telling you, just drop ice on it now. It's somebody who understands the science of icing and those things.
And that's from a secondary school level?
That's from a secondary school level.
So then what are the challenges that we have here? I mean, you sit as the president of the Secondary School Track and Field Association, right? What are the challenges with getting those people into our school system as well?
You have to find them first.
They do it. That's what I mean. That's why I'm asking from jobs. They do exist. They do exist, yeah. Because to my knowledge, we have people doing physiotherapy. Right. We have dietitians. We have all these people. Right. Why aren't we getting them integrated into the system?
Right. First of all, they are in small number.
Okay.
Right. Second of all, we have to find ways to pay them.
Now we get into the crux of the matter. So the crux of the matter is not the availability of people. It's the affordability of people.
Correct.
Okay.
We have to find ways to pay them. No.
Did we find out how they pay them in Jamaica?
Yes.
How?
They raise funds. Their past pupils provide, come back and do so. In Jamaica, sports is big business.
Well, of course.
Trinidad, we have the potential to be there.
No, we have oil and gas.
We have the potential to be there. No, we do.
But that's been our cry for so many years. Potential, 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 right?
Let me show you something.
Go ahead.
Right. Secondary school track for the last 3 years has been doing Trinbago Schools Relay.
Right.
Right? We brought Jamaica and some other schools the first year. Last year we brought 4 of them. This year, because of where we are, we only have 2.
Right.
But our scope is way bigger than this. Our next relay, Trinbago Schools Relay, will be in January.
Okay.
Now, why January? January, for all countries outside of the Caribbean, is cold.
Right.
Very, very cold. Frigid cold.
So they want to come to the warmth.
They have to come to the warmth.
Right.
Right. So what we do, we put out our advertisement early. We say to them, listen, we have this relay that we want you to come to. But the key is not just the relay. The key is selling Trinidad and Tobago as a sports tourism destination. For these countries to know that, listen, when you come to Trinidad in January, you can come back, we have the weather. We have the facilities, we have the hotel, we have the transport. And everything. You can come here, right? So this is what we're trying to do.
All right. Well, we look forward to it. And, of course, we start that process by this Thursday. We head to the Hasely Crawford Stadium. What time does it start?
It starts at 10:30 with the opening ceremony. 11 o'clock, the races start.
All right. Fantastic. And it's only $40 for the public and $20 for students in uniform. The Trinbago Schools Relay, it's on this Thursday, the ultimate track showdown. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Joseph. Enjoy the rest of the day and all the best on Thursday.
Same to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we get ready to wrap up the Now Morning Show for today. Please go out there and make a difference today now, because together we aspire, and if together we perspire, then together we most definitely can achieve. On behalf of Natasha Lake, Ian Cowell, and the entire team here at TTT, I'm Ruckus wishing you a beautiful Tuesday. We'll see you guys tomorrow, God's willing, for Natasha's birthday.